So here's a song that I recently worked on with a really talented artist named Megan Woodruff, and we're putting the song out later this year, and we're also going to be submitting it for sync licensing and whatever other ways we can get it out there. So I was just going through and bouncing out some of the final files today and chopping the song up in different ways, and that's when I got the idea to make this video. So I wanted to show you this. Here's just a little bit of the final chorus of this song so you can get an idea for it. So the reason it's so helpful to break your songs down into edits, alternative mixes, stems, and all that is to make the song more usable by the editors and the supervisors, the agencies that you're submitting to. You are able to get a lot more out of just the one piece of intellectual property, the one song that you've worked so hard on. You're able to extract a lot more out of it. And the editors who are going to be using the files in this song are going to have a more unique way to interact with the song and to be able to incorporate it into whatever they're using it for. Between advertisements, TV, movie scenes, or whatever, there might be a lot of different ways to use the music, such as like underscoring, where you're just using a very soft element of the music, maybe just like a piano stem from a track, or just the drums or something like that, just an instrumental so that it doesn't get in the way of the dialogue. Or in like an ad scenario, you might use a shortened, cut down version of the song that has like a big final hit so that it just works really well for TV and stops right at that like 15-second point or whatever the time length is. So one of the first and simplest things you can do is just editing the song down for time. So here in this Ableton session, I've taken the song and edited it into a 30-second version and also like a stinger version. So here I'll just play the stinger real quick. This is like 15 seconds. Imagine a really quick ad spot that this might be placed on, and we need it to have a good final hit. Then we have the longer version of it there. And then let me show you some of the other ways that I've broken this song down. So I have there's my Dropbox folder, but actually let me show you my disco. So here's the song in my disco. This is a big platform that's used in the sync licensing world. A lot of music supervisors and agencies use it. I often send tracks and playlists in this service. And here's a bunch of different ways that I have the song broken down. So I just did a no synths and no vocal chops mix. So this is a way for me to showcase the vocals more and to kind of cut out some of the clutter of the track depending on the use case for the song. You don't need my name to call me baby, that's the game. There's no name. So I also did a mix that is just bass, drums, and background vocals. And this could be really useful for a dialogue setting where the dialogue needs to remain intelligible, but we need a little bit of music in the background. I really like this alternative mix because Megan did some really cool background vocals here. So there's some oohs and ahs in this area. Then over in this area, there's some really huge gang vocals. Sounds like you're in a big stadium or something. Obviously, we have an instrumental, and then we have those edits that I showed you in my Ableton session, and then also a radio edit. So this is a 4-minute song. I thought it would be really helpful to cut the song down to more of a radio length. I cut out the big bridge and breakdown-ish section in this song, which is really slow and really takes its time. I love it. It's really epic, and it's really it adds a lot of tension to the track and a lot of weight to the track, but I think that there could be a use case for having this a little bit shorter version, say, to be put in like a Spotify playlist or something like that. So I'll also show you how I break down some of the stems for the songs that I'm working on. I try to be pretty logical about this and try to group things together where it makes sense. Since I don't have a limit for how many stems I could have, I did, I think, like 12, but a lot of places only accept so many stems, so it depends on who you're submitting to and how you're submitting things, but I was able to break down all the vocals into, like, the gang vocals have their own group. All of the background ad-libs and stuff ahs, harmonies, and stuff. Those have all their own group, and then everything else. Everything else in this song, like there's this big synthy, like vocal sample lead thing going on. I try to separate that from the other synthesizers that I have going on in the song, such as these leads here. Then I have a group for, I call it keys, but it's really like anything that's sounding sort of organic and like an acoustic instrument as opposed to a synth. And then the drums are all in just one massive group here. So I'll show you a little bit of that. So that is a little bit of how I break down songs for sync licensing and for the production music stuff I do. If you have any questions, please drop it down in the comments below. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of the music that you're working on here this year in 2025. Feel free to get in touch down below, and I'll see you in the next one.